Hey there, gang. Time for another comic book unboxing video. Thank you for clicking on if you are new to this channel. Thanks for coming back if you are a longtime visitor. If you like comic books, stick around. We're going to have some fun. Hey there, Bobby. Welcome to Shanghalla. My name is Duke. This is a comic book unboxing video. So please do like, share, subscribe, comment, do all the groovy things, feed the algorithm, and let's not waste any time. And these are going to be going up on eBay. And if you are a new viewer, then what you need to know is that I'm the guy who grades the books for the company that I work for. The seller name on eBay is .com Comics, and these books are sort of parceled out from different collections that we purchase that come to our warehouse in Freeport, Maine. And again, the books that we're going to sell is what we call raw singles on eBay. That's what I've got to work with. But I never know when the owner gives me one of these boxes what he has picked out of different collections to put into it. So it's a lot like visiting the newsstand back when I was a kid in the 70s. I don't know if you've had the same or a similar experience, but you show up and you never know what you're going to see or what you're going to find. But anyway, let's go ahead. And it looks like some Bronze Age Marvel. So there's the Eternals, number 3. That's still a popular series. A lot of hope for the movie. I think initially people thought, oh, that movie's not going to be that good. But the last trailer seemed to turn things around. And so, you could hardly give away Eternals books for decades. And I'm not calling out the issue numbers. You can see them. But you could hardly give away Eternals books for like decades. They were dollar books. But then they took off when the movie was announced, kind of plateaued, and now they're kind of strong again after that most recent trailer. What will happen after the movie comes out? Well, if history has any bearing, they will probably plateau right about wherever they are and may then start to actually come down a little bit. So you want to get on these now. Buy low, sell high. Here's Battlestar Galactica number 1, based off the original TV series, back when Starbuck was a boy. Here's another number 1. Here's another number 1. We saw a whole bunch of Battlestar number 1s in that last video. Those were all Whitman variants. These are the regular newsstand editions. So we've got enough Battlestar to keep you hungry for a while. And if you are a regular viewer, you know, but it bears repeating for any new folks happening along, that we'll parcel these out. They won't all get listed on eBay at once. We might list 1 or 2 a week or so. Probably what we'll do is we'll list the regular edition and the Whitman edition alongside each other, I would presume. But my God, have you been keeping count? I haven't been keeping count. That's a crap ton of Battlestar Galactica number 1s, and then with the pile we saw of the Whitmans last time, wow. So we've got several months worth of Battlestar here. Holy crap! It never ends. Oh my goodness! Because like I said, we will space these out. They won't go all up at the same time because we don't want them to cannibalize each other. The Mighty ISIS number 1. See, now if you're young. If you're one of the younglings, you might think of ISIS as just a terrorist group. But before ISIS was a Mideastern terrorist group, it was a female superhero who had her own television show. The Shazam ISIS Power Hour, I think is what it was called. And you had I want to say Jason Bostwick, but that's not it. And it's not Brian Bostwick. I think Brian Bostwick was on Full House, Family Ties. Which one was he one of the kids on? Oh, I think he's actually Brian Bonsnell. Bonsnell, not Bostwick. And Jason Bostwick is the Rocky Horror. What the hell's his name? Tim, Dick, Harry, Tom, Ned. Damn it, Janet. I remember Janet. I haven't seen Rocky Horror in about 20 years. Anyway. Bostwick was the name of the guy who played Captain Marvel, although really there was another actor whose name I also can't remember who played Billy Batson, but he was like a Billy Batson in his young 20s. traveling the highways and byways in an RV with an old man. So there was a real Mambler relationship there. The old man known as Mentor. And I say old man, he was probably about as old as I am now. Well, I beat that up. Anyway, that's ISIS. Here's Iron Fist number 8. Here's another ISIS number 1. Amazing Adventures number 6. Black Widow and the Inhumans. These bags are stuck together. Here's the first appearance. Now, I think that writing is on the bag. Yeah, it's on the bag, not the book. Somebody thought this was worth $30 at the time. And it probably is. But this is the first appearance of Valkyrie, if you don't count the earlier appearance of a character who looked just like this and called herself Valkyrie in Avengers number 77. But that was actually the Enchantress disguised as Valkyrie. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's the Beatles. Holy fuck nuts. I didn't even recognize him at first. Looks like somebody kind of lightboxed photos of them, or it might even be kind of a fumetti kind of a thing. Boy, you got some stains here. The Beatles were my downfall. Oh my God, which one knocked her up, do you suppose? I'm betting Ringo. Well, I didn't even knew about this. This is a Charlton book. I wonder how long after the Beatles made their debut that this came out. This looks mid-60s, maybe 64, 5, 6. What was it, January 64 when the Beatles played Ed Sullivan? Wow. See, you never know. You never know what you're going to find in one of these boxes. It's just so much fun. I'm so glad you're here. It's just fun to share this with you. So I hope you enjoy this because it really is fun for me. You know, if it was just me, just working, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's cool. All right, cool. But yeah, really having you here really pumps up the excitement level, which was probably her problem as well. She got a little pumped up with the excitement level. But you know, if you're gonna go walking around all with your shirt tied up there and those hot pants, looking like a hussy. Summer Love. What issue number is that? With the Beatles. Oh, that's gonna. I wish that was in better condition, but it should still do okay. All right, here's Shogun Warriors number 1. We saw this in the last box. That's based on a toy line. Here's Ringo Kid. That's a weird kind of pose. That's boy, that is one long waistline, almost like that was drawn by Mike Grell. Mike Grell, in his early years on Green Lantern and the Legion of Superheroes, was notorious for drawing these like really long trunks, these long waistlines. But yeah, that's some. This guy looks like, I don't know if you've been watching The Expanse, the series based on those novels, but this guy looks like somebody who grew up on Eros or one of those asteroids. So there you go. There's your space western. We saw 2001: A Space Odyssey number 8 in the last box, or the box before it, I forget which was the first appearance of Machine Man as X-51. Here he is in his own first issue of his series. We saw another S.H.I.E.L.D. number 1 just recently, and I will still continue to recommend that series to you. Here's a Star Wars number 40. I'm not sure what is special about that, other than it's part of the adaptation of Empire Strikes Back. All right, I gotta stop laughing and guffawing and chit-chatting. I gotta get through showing you these books. All right, Submariner King Size Special number 1. Invaders number 8. We saw that recently. That is the first appearance of Union Jack. Here is I want to be careful with this one because all these bags are stuck together. And with this black cover, boy, any little bend and that'll pick that up and show it off like a blaring beacon. There's Suicide Squad number 1. Very, very nice and hard because of that black cover to find in high grade. Peacemaker, number 4. And this is before, this is when he was kind of serious about his peacemaking, before he was kind of turned into more of a satirical character at DC and in the upcoming series. This is the origin of the Peacemaker, along with the Fightin' Five. Here's another Shogun Warriors number 1. Oh, I'm laughing because I can see what's coming. There's 1, there's 2. I'll actually count this time. Here's 3. Here's 4. I would love one of the actual Shogun Warriors toys, but I never really see them on eBay. The Micronauts, I would love to recollect the Micronauts. We lost all my Micronauts in a house fire we had back in 1980 after they stopped making them. And they're just out of my price range on eBay for the most part. And I'd love to recollect my old Micronauts figures. But I'd also like to have a Shogun Warrior if I could find one. But I've never seen one on eBay. Not that I spent a lot of time really searching for them. We just saw that. Here's Iron Fist number 11. Iron Fist number 2. G.I. Joe, a real American hero. G.I. Joe. And I think it's been a while since we've seen one of these come across the desk here. But as I usually tell you, we usually get these either in super high grade or kind of low grade. And this one's probably going to be about a 6. This has got quite a few tick marks and scuffing on the corners. So I'd say this one was purchased off the newsstand, you can tell, by somebody who was a casual comic book fan, probably more of a G.I. Joe fan. And so that one did not go right straight into the bag and board, which is okay because, comic books were made to be read. They were meant to be loved. Here's a Captain America 98. Here's a Ra's al Ghul, or Ra's al Ghul, however you want to pronounce it. I always just pronounced it Ra's al Ghul. And I don't know if that's like his second appearance. I don't think that's not the first appearance. Here's some Amazing Spidey. First appearance of Fire Lord. He of the missing butt crack. Is one of the all-time famous great Jim Steranko covers on Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. number 6. Marvel 2-in-1 number 1. And I have graded probably hundreds of this issue over the last few years since I got out of the newspaper industry and started doing this kind of thing full time. And it took one of you to comment, to tip me to this in the comments below because I missed it. But it was pointed out to me in the comments, and you know who you were who said it. I'm not refusing to give you credit because I don't want to. I just can't remember. But Marvel 2-on-1, which is a whole different connotation, doesn't it? But no, it's Marvel 2-in-1, except for right there, Marvel 2-on-1. Anyway, Gorgo. There's a cool Charlton book, The Return of Gorgo, a Charlton publication, 10 cents. Based on the MGM property, Man in Suit. Man in Suit. I think this is some Steve Ditko art. Yes, that is clearly Steve Ditko. And is this like a number 1 or something? Number 2. Volume 1, number 2. Ba-doom, ba-doom. I don't know if that cover is Ditko, but the inside art certainly is. Giant Size Avengers, number 2. Prince Namor, the Savage Submariner, number 67. Is this the first one with this costume? We've got a little disparity here where he's still got the old costume up there in the corner. Here is number 57. I like these that kind of harken to a sort of an Atom Age, Uranium Age, 1950s aesthetic. Whereas here they really kind of turn the dial up on the Bronze Age. Which, I mean, this is a Bronze Age book, but it just has that look and feel of an older thing. All right. I don't know. I've been chatty. I should probably stop here and do another video out of this box, but I'm going to keep on trucking. There's Demon number 2. Here's Detective Comics number 401. We got 2 books in this bag. Yep, there's number 421. Oh no, something is terrifying me. It's Detective 436. Are there 2 in here? Nope. Return to the Golden Age logo with Detective 437. Here is a 100-page super spectacular 438. 439. Very moody, very evocative cover. Very nice. Number 440. I think that's Jim Aparo. Do love me some Jim Aparo. 441. That's definitely Jim Aparo. Very nice. 442. And these, at this time, these stories, these backups fascinated me as well because some of them were Golden Age reprints. The Manhunter stories were new, but a lot of the others were, if not silver, then at least Golden Age. Or I should say, if not Golden Age, at least Silver Age. Speaking of Silver Age, some older Detective Comics with the groovy go-go checks. Batgirl, blindfolded so she doesn't know where the Batcave is, but we're going to take off our masks and show you who we are. The Curious Case of the Crimeless Clues. Well, that's pretty neat. Here is 379, 344, 345. Robin crying tears from his his mask, his eyeless mask here. It's just funny because they come out from underneath the mask instead of out of the eye slits. But I guess that's supposed to be kind of like Spider-Man's eye holes. The right word is. There's that radio guy. We're still wondering who he's supposed to be based on. There's Spellbinder. We're back to some more Eternals, number 3. Oh, let me get some of these books out of the way. I think they're getting in the way of the light, making it a little dark. Maybe this will brighten things up a bit as I race through the back section of this box. Eternals number 4, Eternals number 5. Here's number 6. And like every issue of the Eternals was the first appearance of somebody who was one of them. Mostly names I can't remember. There's number 10. Number 11 with Stiltman. I know that's not Stiltman, but I wish it were. And this is the last stack in this box. There's number 12. What else we got in here? Number 13. There's number 14. 15 with the Hulk, although that's not really a Hulk. That's like a robot or something like that. Spoiler. There's number 16. Number 17. Number 18. This would be number 19. That's the final issue. And then we have the king size annual. Here's Howard the Duck number 1. It was there's like a 4 or 5 on our eBay right now. I think it closes tonight, and it's at like $45 in 4 or 5, which is surprising to me. This one, with that as anything to judge by, this one should be a $60, $70 book, maybe even more. Here's again, every book had to have a crisis on campus, a crack up on campus, some kind of campus-related protest thing. There's 124. The Human Torch, number 1. This was a early Bronze Age series that actually reprinted the early Silver Age stories of the Human Torch, Johnny Storm, that ran in Strange Tales. So that's what that's all about. Here's Hulk 168. And it looks like this last few is going to be several books in that bag. There is 168. Here's kind of a variation of Two-Face. The DC Two-Face is a horizontal Two-Face. This guy is a vertical Two-Face. And that's going to hurt, because I would think that every time this guy spoke or took a bite of something to eat, it would give this guy a massive headache. Like when he opened his jaw, does it close his eyes? I think, you know, when God made that one, God were drunk. That's what he was. Here's 170. 171, that's a popular issue because it's a great cover, and it's the Hulk versus Rhino and the Abomination. And there was also a Power Records version of that book as well. And then finally, the last book in this box, Incredible Hulk number 174 versus the Cobalt Man. So bada boom, bada bing. And this is not to scale. Because you would not be so high up. I'm sorry, you know, Herb Trimp, the artist here, but you would not be so high up that you could see the curvature of the earth and yet still be able to make out on the ground individual buildings. That is clearly not to scale. But what are you going to do? That's artistic license. That's what that is. All right, well, I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed that. I sure did. I like doing this for you. So please do like, share, subscribe, comment, tell your friends, feed the algorithm, help us get to 1,000 subscribers by doing all of the groovy things. And until the next video, when we will do more things like this thing, goodbye, good luck, and please, hey, be good to each other.